Hello, users. So, I'm a little confused right now, I have to admit, because a poll came out in Iowa that listed Bernard Sanders, the socialist, crazy person that we all know that he is, in first place. And I was watching MSNBC, and MSNBC provided some relief. They provided some knowledge that yes, obviously and clearly Bernard Sanders is a failure. He's a lunatic, and there is no way that this poll is legitimate. So I just wanted to take this time to let everyone know. Let's watch some MSNBC. Volume is really low on this clip. Jesus Christ. Jesus fuck. Hello?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think the people of Iowa are schizophrenic, although they do have two horrifying GOP senators as their senators, but that's a separate conversation for a separate day. This poll is not an outlier. This is, in fact, as Fernand said, the gold standard. This is it. When it came out last night at 7 o'clock or whatever time it came out, Eastern time, I looked at it and went, no way in hell is this right. But it has to be right because it's Des Moines, right? It's the Des Moines Register and CNN. And so, I mean, I just don't see this. I think a lot can change between now and the day of those caucuses. And these numbers, they tell me something at 30,000 feet. They tell me nothing on the ground in Des Moines or Dubuque or anywhere else. That's my takeaway from it.
Right, because there doesn't seem to be a coherent message, right? So you had Buttigieg doing really well, and then all of a sudden he's not. Like, did something change?
Right.
Did something happen to make this electorate move from being, because he's more in that moderate camp, to move all the way to Sanders? Well, did something change?
I think, listen, I think what's happened is that these top four campaigns have so many staff on the ground and are doing so many house calls, etc. And
all right, let's be honest. No one gives a shit what this guy's got to say. So, I just want to, okay. So first of all right, let me give you some analysis here. So, not many people pay attention to the primary in August of the year before they vote. The closer and closer we get to the primary election, the closer, the more and more people are actually like, let me look at the candidates. Because, believe it or not, politics isn't extremely important to 99% of the world, especially the white people that live in Iowa. No offense to the Iowans. No offense, I'm just saying, y'all are white I'm white too, so it's okay. Just, you gotta understand. But yeah, so, that's one of the main things here. People are actually looking at the candidates now. They're looking more closely. They're seeing, through all the shit, and especially Buttigieg. Buttigieg is a chameleon shapeshifter. It takes, one simple Google search, and you can find everything you need to know about this dumb motherfucker, right? So, clearly Bernard is surging, and it's clearly hilarious that each and every one of these outlets is just unable to actually process that information, so much so that they're actually getting to the point where they're openly, pontificating and conspiring about, these stupid nonsense conspiracy theories that they're trying to promote. Well, it correctly predicted the 6 previous winners of Iowa, but that's unimportant right now because the guy I don't like is winning. Serious. It's pathological, it's delusional, it's sociopathic, and it's cringy. But that being said, I've got a bunch of new polls here that I want to show everybody. This shit is amazing. So we have Bernard motherfucking Sanders. This is, I believe this is the poll that they're referencing. Maybe it's another one. 20 points. Check this out. 20 points. Which poll is this? No, this is actually, no, yeah, this is it. This is the poll. Okay. So clearly, Bernard, first fucking place. I like how they have Deval Patrick here. If it's 0 points, that's really funny. Joe Biden 15. I wonder what happened there. That's a little weird. I still find it funny that Buttigieg is actually in front of Biden. I think that's hilarious. But I've got a few polls here that I want to take a look at. This is a poll that polls young people. This is I think a college pollster, something along those lines. And they have this nice little thing that I can't find. Oh, right. You have a bunch of filters for people that are in high school. You have a bunch of filters for Democrats, and then you have political leanings. This is a really cool data set. I would recommend to look at this on your own time. But clearly, Bernard is just, with young people, he is without a doubt just surging. I also love how they have the non-binary votes on here. That's awesome. I can't imagine being non-binary and wanting Amy Klobuchar. That's a little weird. I guess there's I guess nobody is non-binary and wants Cory Booker, so that's good news. But Joe Biden, it's like, could you imagine you're non-binary and you look at all the presidential candidates and you go like, Joe Biden is going to be the one that definitely is going to fight for my right to exist in society. Like, personally, that's baffling to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, like, that's a little weird. I definitely suggest looking at this poll, yourself. We got another poll up here. Which one is this? I forgot what they all were. Oh, this is, I think this is the national poll. Now, again, there is no national primary, so I've been saying this since the get-go. All the national polls are kind of useless for the most part, other than trending kind of things. You don't really need to look at them. However, when Bernard is leading, I'm going to completely flip-flop and say national polls are the most important, and I'm spitting all over the place because I'm just so excited. I'm going to drink some water now. Bernard is just winning, winning, winning. In fact, he's going to win so much he's going to get tired of winning. I swear on you. I swear. I absolutely promise this. So 17 points. This poll, you know, to be fair, has the largest percentage is people that are listed down here. They don't know. Well, I forgot my mouse cursor is visible on the screen, but yeah. So they don't know. So 23% don't know. That's important to note. But that being said, Bernard is in the lead, so good fucking stuff. What is this one? Nevada? This is a poll in Nevada. I believe this was commissioned by the Yang Gang. They commissioned this poll that has them. They commissioned a poll. Of course, Andrew Yang's at the top. That's pretty funny. That has them with, what, 5%? It's not in the list of, like, top to bottom. So they're in, like, somewhere in, like, 6th place or whatever. Andrew Yang's garbage. We already know that. Hopefully by the time Nevada actually votes, he'll have dropped out by then. That would be great. I don't think he will, unfortunately, but I really fucking hope so. Either way, Bernard, 29 points. First fucking place in Nevada. Beautiful. Amazing. Now we have another poll here. And, this is New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire... I had it open on the correct thing. New Hampshire, we have Bernard in, you know, 3rd place. Could be better. But that being said, if we want to look at the real clear politics average, he is still in 1st place. That's important to know in the average of polls. Really, I'm doing the greatest. I'm doing singular polls, right? And then I'm going to tell you that when the singular polls don't work out for Bernie, I'm going to tell you to look at this other information that's going to work out for Bernie, because that's what I do. I'm a Bernard fundamentalist. I love Bernard. I'm in the cult of Bernard. Look, I even got Bernard on my wall, as you can see up there. I got Bernard pasted to my wall. So yeah, I mean, it's clear Bernard's going to win this primary, and the closer and closer we get to Iowa, the more and more interesting it's going to be to see the pundit class freak the fuck out. And I want to end this video with an ad, a Bernard ad that I absolutely adore. If you have not seen this ad, I highly recommend subscribing to the Bernie Sanders YouTube channel. And this shit makes me cry, so I'm going to turn my webcam off, and you know, I'm just going to let you absorb the atmosphere of this beautiful advertisement. This is Bernard Sanders. We are going to win. This is a beautiful video. I just want to let you know we are going to win. It's going to happen. It's, you know, I got my cup of water. And I'm just letting you know, so watch this fucking shit.
Bernie might be the nominee. Bernie Sanders could win the first 2 states.
Bernie Sanders' campaign said it raised about $35 million in the 4th quarter.
People have underestimated Bernie Sanders before. It's happening this time around.
Is Bernie Sanders on some level a bit of a sleeper leader?
He was essentially written off by many people.
He has the highest favorability rating of all the candidates.
Bernie Sanders has raised more money in individual contributions than Donald Trump.
I tell you, I gotta hand it to Bernie.
Bernie Sanders. I had Bernie Sanders on. The comments were insanely positive.
Where's Sanders' money? Where's it coming from? Well, the most common employers were folks who worked in Amazon, Starbucks, Walmart, Target, the U.S. Postal Service. The most common occupation? Teachers.
The New York Times, why Bernie Sanders is tough to beat. Politico, Democratic insiders say Bernie could win the nomination. Wall Street Journal, don't count Bernie out.
You gotta hand it to that guy, man. That guy, He doesn't quit.
He had 300,000 new donors this quarter. That's a huge surge in support for Sanders.
There is a realistic shot that he could win the Democratic nomination.
There's obviously an appetite for change.
In terms of enthusiasm of Democratic voters, they're most enthusiastic about a Bernie Sanders candidacy.
Senator Bernie Sanders is giving President Trump a run for his money, literally.
I mean, $34 million at $18 a head, that's a lot of voters.
One of the things we always have to keep in mind when we talk about Bernie Sanders fundraising, he is not doing this by calling up billionaires and millionaires holding high-dollar fundraisers.
Now, I know you see on TV the billionaire class getting a little bit nervous.
There's a Bernie surge going on right now.
So is the Democrat establishment finally feeling the burn?
Bernie Sanders has staying power.
The vast majority of Sanders donors still have the ability to give more.
In addition to the word durability, underline it next to Bernie Sanders, you can also underline consistency.
This is probably the most organized politician I've ever covered. He's extremely organized.
It's as though Bernie Sanders is like, the little engine that could.
So, Senator Sanders, you're going to run for president?
I am going to run for president. That's correct.
What's going to be different this time?
We're going to win.